everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Thought I'd bring you along today and do a little insight on this trailer build. A little bit different, not going to be any fabrication in this video. I'm just going to break down a few things for any of you that might have any questions or concerns as to why I'm going this route as opposed to looking for another trailer or buying ready-made stuff. So the gift fairy came giving today. We've got some 2 7/16 solid, and we've got some 4-inch pipe, schedule 40. This here is the sleeve, and this is the slug. So I'll bring you back in just a minute and show you, put them over the axle, give you a better idea, and then we'll get into detail about explaining a few things. Okay, we'll see if we can go over this without jarring the camera too much on the trailer here. Just wanted to put some reference on what I've been talking about with the slug and the sleeve, so I'll try to go over that pretty quick here. 2 7/16 solid cold roll. That's what we're going to use for the slug inside. Goes in the axle. Pretty good fit. I feel more comfortable now with the span that I have. I messed up on the measurement in the beginning in the earlier video when I was talking about it's going to be spanned a lot further than what I anticipated. But another reason I went with a solid, it's very expensive. Wasn't really wanting to for cost factor, but I think it's worth it in the long run. So that's the slug that we've been talking about. This is the sleeve, schedule 40 4-inch pipe. We'll go over top of the existing tube. That's pretty tight. It's got a little bit of play in it, nothing major. So that's the slug and the sleeve situation for the axle. So basically what we're going to have to do is cut this spring perch off of each half also, and from here to here is roughly 30 inches, and that's what we figured on to give us the overlap that we needed. So these are actually cut at 36 just from the steel company, just to cut a 6-foot piece in half. We'll cut it down, slide it all the way up on one half, then put the slug in where it needs to be, get it tacked up and everything so that we can get to the welds here on this end that's got the pipe, on the other end's no problem. Once we get that where we need to be and welded up solid, then we'll slide the sleeve back down like I was saying in an earlier video, and we'll have it marked and weld it all the way around. And then basically from the span of the axle that we are extending is going to be completely solid and then some, so you're going to have actually more strength in the part that I'm adding than it did originally with just the axle. Now I know you have tension points with the welds, but the springs are way out here. There's not much tension on the center, so this has been done many times over the years. I'm not necessarily saying it's the perfect scenario, but later in this video I'll go over exactly why I'm going this route and hopefully answer a few questions if any of you have had or thinking in the back of your mind why in the world I'm doing this versus buying another trailer, or buying ready-made axles the right length. And I'll break it down for you and explain a little bit more in detail. So I'll bring you back here in just a minute. Okay everybody, I'm back. I just thought I'd take a few minutes to explain a few more things in detail about this axle swap on the gooseneck. Try not to get long-winded here. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing me talk. But anyway, just wanted to shed a little bit of light on the project itself and the why, as to why I'm doing it, and what the final outcome hopefully will be. I bought this trailer about a year ago. Had to redo the front hitch to work in the back of my truck. It was built for a road tractor. Farmer built it. He hauled hay on it. I had to extend that. We've talked about that before. That was a project on it. It needs a floor in it. I was going to extend it out 2 feet on the back, but I think with buying the low boy and the length I've got on it, there's no need to do that with this one. It works good for the purposes. It's hauled the combines here, it's hauled the disc here, it's hauled the F600 dump truck here. I've been using it from day one and I haven't had a minute's trouble out of it. I knew at some point I wanted to do the axle upgrade. I just wasn't sure exactly which route I was going to go. I had one previous to this that was 24 feet of flat deck, and I added a third 6,000 pound Dexter axle to it, and that's what we used to move our show tractors around for years. didn't have any trouble out of it, and I really debated long and hard about just adding a third axle to this one. And I don't know, I started looking around and came across these axles on Facebook, and they were built for a certain purpose, and when that purpose was over with, a gentleman had a bunch of them and the price was right. The numbers that I'll throw out here roughly, well, I'll say exact, I've got $200 in these axles, $100 a piece. The same axle to buy right now, the lowest I ever found them was right around $1,000, and of course that is with brakes. So let's just say $800 a piece. That's $1,600 for 2 axles versus $200. That's why I'm going this route. They do need to be extended. We've talked about that. You know, I'm in the process of it. That's not necessarily the best scenario, but for my purposes here at the farm and the travels that I do, it's going to work amazing. I did it on the other trailer. I've done it on several other trailers for people throughout the years. Never had any issues with it, and we're going after it again. The cost factor of everything, when it's said and done, I'm going to be in this trailer with 2 10,000-pound axles, a rebuilt front hitch, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 to $4,500 less than what I could buy a comparable trailer right now for. And that trailer wouldn't have but 7,000-pound axles under it. So if you go to the 10,000-pound upgrade, I think you're upwards of pushing closer to probably 8,500 to 9,000, I think it is. Because I think a new one with 7 is like 6,300 to 6,400 in my area, of course. These aren't exact numbers, these are just rough figures. Just wanted to give a little bit of insight on why I'm going about this the way I am. If you've watched any of the videos in the past, you know I have a passion for this. It's my hobby. I love building and fabricating stuff, and you know, seeing the final outcome. Everything that I do is for me and for my purposes. It's not for resale or, you know, to flip or turn around, make money off of or anything like that. So, you know, you have to go back and look at what your labor rate is, what labor rate you put on yourself versus how much time you have in something versus whether you just want to go out and spend the money up front. I'll never have new stuff. I don't really care to have new stuff. I enjoy doing what I'm doing and using the older equipment. I mean, if I had the money, the only thing I would probably do is just paint everything and maybe new tires on all the stuff and, you know, make it a little bit prettier, but it would still be old stuff. There's something about it that I enjoy. There's a lot of history here at the farm, the way my grandfather did things, and I know that's in my blood, and it's just something that I truly enjoy. So that's a little bit as to why I go about things the way that I do. The trailer is probably the biggest project that we've taken on so far on the channel. Cost-wise, I would say, you know, the fabrication part of it, that comes second nature to me. I do have a good friend of mine that helps me that's very good with this type of work also, and we've been doing it for, gosh, probably 25, 26 years now on different things, different aspects, so it goes pretty well for what we do. If any of you have any questions about this project or any of the past projects or concerns, please drop them down in the comments. I love interacting with everybody. I hope that I'm making it back to all the comments. I really appreciate the following that you guys are giving me and the kind words and the support factor in what I am doing here at the farm. It's totally different than what most farms are consisting of, but you know, everybody has to start somewhere. I mean, my grandfather did it, but it's totally different than the type farming that I want to do. He had cows and gardens and whatnot. You know, I want to do row crop farming. It's always been a dream of mine, so that's what we're shooting for. But to get there doing it part-time and on a low budget, these are the projects at hand. So just wanted to throw this one in there and break up the monotony of the fabrication videos on the trailer. If ever that gets old, if you guys are tired of watching it and don't want to follow along anymore, please let me know. I basically detail what I do at the farm each and every day, and 5 days a week, all day on Saturday. I mean, that's nothing to what some of you guys do, but again, I work a full-time job, so I do what I can, weather permitting and budget permitting. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you like the stuff, like the videos. Share them with anybody, get them out there. You know, just thank you. I've said that several times, but I'm going to say it again in this one. Thank you. Thank you for the following, and thank you for continuing to do what you do. Until next time.